Okay. Because Marsha is not will not be here today, and so
Yeah, bravo for you. You remembered, huh?
yeah. Usually she wrote an email, said record. So okay.
Oi zum Bahn will ich nicht gehen, oi zum Bahn will ich nicht gehen, oi ich kenn du schon mehr nicht sein, als du wirst darfen in Poist sitzen. In ihr will bleiben auf der Plattform stehen. Als du wirst darfen in Poist sitzen. In ihr will bleiben auf der Plощадке stehen. Zum ersten Mal klung.
Just a moment, guys. Sorry. What happened?
You had it.
Oi zum Bahn will ich nicht gehen, oi zum Bahn will ich nicht gehen, oi ich kenn du schon mehr nicht sein, als du wirst darfen in Poist sitzen. In ihr will bleiben auf der Plattform stehen. Als du wirst darfen in Poist sitzen. In ihr will bleiben auf der Plощадке stehen. Zum ersten Mal a Klunk und zum zweiten Mal a Pfeif. Und zum dritten Mal ist schon nicht du kein Mensch. Und zum dritten Mal ist schon nicht du kein Mensch. Ich hab nicht pospeit die Hand in der Langen. Die Bahn ist schon weg von uns ganz weit. Ich hab nicht pospeit die Hand in der Langen. Die Bahn ist schon weg von uns ganz weit. Wenn ich wohl gewesen auf Feugale, wollt ich zu dir geflogen. In Nefsche wollst du Rachmunis gehabt. Auf meine verwähnte Augen, auf meine verwähnte Augen. Wenn ihr wohl gewähnt, ab Fischale, wollt ich zu dir geschwommen. In Nefsche wollst du Rachmunis gehabt. Und du wollst zu mir gekommen. Und du wollst zu mir gekommen.
It's time to celebrate.
I don't know
Your new
what
Kanye West
happened.
Kohl's is officially open. Enjoy everyday style and every...
I don't know what happened with this. I didn't have time to play with it in the morning, so lately I can move the slides, but I no idea what happened here. So I'll try later. So sorry. Okay, so let's start the English. Henrietta, can you please read the English? Henrietta? Henrietta, you are muted. Henrietta, you are muted. Unmute yourself. That's why we cannot hear you.
Okay.
From the
Can
beginning.
you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear.
Itzhak Gottesman recorded the folk singer Yitzhak Samney Reimer in 1985 in the Bronx, performing a combination of Oid zum Bahn will ich nicht gehen. Oh, I will not go on the train. Followed by Wenn ich wollt gewesen freiliche, when I afraid if I were a little bird. Reimer reported learning this song in Bessarabia. He came to America in 1922. He worked in a dry cleaning store and was known to recite stories by Shalom Aleichem. He was in his 90s at the time of this recording. Versions of Reimer's songs have been recorded by Michael Alpert, the Flying Bulgar Klezmer Band, and the group Shremle. And you see some Slavic words in this.
Started from the beginning and it went right.
I don't, Podoisa?
Poyezd.
Poyeza?
Oh, yes, it's true.
Train. Ploszczatkę is a platform.
Yes, Pachake. I didn't know that word at all.
Yeah, that's Slavic. That's Russian. Okay, thank you, Henrietta. Cookie.
Yeah, I can't
Welcome.
believe it. I just had a man up here and he couldn't get me in and he closed the whole thing. And I was going to have to call a professional. And I said, let me try it myself the way I do it. I did it and here I am. I can't believe it. I don't know why it happened before.
Wonderful. So if you are here, start reading.
Okay, hold on a minute. Zum Bahn will ich nicht gehen und zum Bahn will ich nicht gehen. Noch einmal. Ich kann das schon mehr nicht sehen. Als du wett darfen in Feuer sitzen? Sitzen.
Ja.
Okay. Und ich will bleiben auf der Plattform. Oh, and on the platform. Okay. Als du wirst darfen in Feuer sitzen und ich will bleiben auf
Platformike.
Okay.
Ploshtonica. Okay, I'll let him translate.
Okay. So Maurice, please translate.
Oh, I will not go to the train. I will not go to the train. I cannot, I can't look at it anymore. I can't stand it anymore. As du wirst darfen in Feuer sitzen, that you will have to sit in the train. Und ich will bleiben auf der Plattform stehen. And I will have to stay standing on the platform. As du wirst darfen in Feuer sitzen, und ich will bleiben auf die Ploszczatke stehen. And I will have to stay standing on the platform. So one time she uses the word platforme, and the next time she used the word ploszczatke. It means the same thing.
Okay. Isabel.
Zum ersten Mal a Kling und zum zweiten Mal a Pfeif. Und zum dritten Mal ist schon mehr nicht da. Kein Mensch. Ich habe nicht
Pospeit.
Pospeit?
Pospeet.
Okay, die Hand im der Langen, die Bahn ist schon weg von uns ganz weit. No, weit.
Right. Good.
Yeah.
You want to try and translate?
Maurice, you do it.
Maurice.
Okay, zum ersten Mal kling. First, there was a bell ringing, und zum zweiten Mal a fife. Then there was a whistle, und zum dritten Mal ist schon mehr nicht du kein Mensch. And the third time, no one was left. Ich hab nicht pospeet die Hand in der Langen. So pospeet is a word that I didn't know, and in the dictionary it said it's to get to someone in time to manage to do something. So she didn't get there in time to give him her hand before he was leaving. Die Bahn ist schon weg von uns ganz weit. The train is already far away from us.
Maurice, I understand that it's two songs that were put together, yes? That one
Yeah, the
was
first-
recorded
right.
after.
Yeah, that's what Itzik Gottesman explains. This is how this fellow performed it. A part of one song followed by part of another song. I
Another.
don't know why, but he's one of
Maybe-
these old-time folk singers. He was in his 90s when he when he performed this. And
The
so,
thing is that it sounds like he's, like reading it, not really singing it,
right.
There isn't really a music to it.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how it developed, but clearly, I mean, it said that when he was working in Brooklyn in a cleaning store, he was able to recite stories by Sholem Aleichem. So he must have really devoted a lot of time and effort to these kinds of public performances. And yeah, I don't know how it came to be that he combined two songs like that. I don't know. If you find
Okay.
out, tell the class.
We will let you know, yeah.
Well, why won't go or she go on the train? Is there a reason, or we don't know?
We don't know.
Don't know.
But in any case, she didn't get there in time to shake his hand, and so she doesn't want to go because he's on the train and she's standing at the station.
On the third
Okay,
line, can I just ask a question on the third line? The word pospeet,
Right.
ich hab nicht pospeet. Is that the same meaning as der langt? Ich hab nicht der langt.
Well, the lang here it's to give him my hand. The langen is to give him my hand.
I see.
Pospeet, she didn't get there in time. That's what pospeet, the dictionary that I have said pospeet means to manage to get to the place in time. So she didn't
Okay.
get there in time
Okay.
to give him her hand.
Okay.
Thank you.
Elaine, I see that. Elaine?
I was just wondering, when is it to give him her hand, to shake hands? Is that what
shake
it's
hands.
supposed to mean? Shake hands?
Right.
Okay.
In other words, to say like a formal goodbye. The langen is to give someone something. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Elaine, can you please continue reading?
Oh, sure. Wenn ich wohl gewinn auf Feugele, wollt ich zu dir geflogen. If I were a bird, I would fly to you. Und Afsher wolltest du Rachmanis gehabt auf meine verweinte Augen. And maybe you would have compassion on my tearful eyes.
Good.
And then again, und Afsher wolltest du Rachmanis gehabt auf meine verweinte Augen.
Right.
Denn ich wollte gewähnt officiële wollt ich zu dir geschwimmen. If I were a little fish, I would swim. Und efscher wollt du Rahmanis gehabt auf meine verweinte Augen, and maybe you would have compassion on for my tearful eyes. Und du wolltst zu mir gekommen und wolltst zu mir gekommen. And you would come to me, you would come to me.
Good.
Here it's geschwommen.
Oh, geschwommen.
Here
Oh,
it
you
is.
know what? My copy says gekommen.
No, geschwommen.
My copy
Yeah.
says gekommen. I printed it.
Okay, no, so maybe just, Michael is preparing Michael, when he's preparing it, maybe he thought that it's,
Yeah, I think
Okay,
the first time
okay, so it's I
geschwommen.
see it. I was reading it from my
No, right.
paper, but I see it's geschwommen. Okay.
Yeah, I think the first
Maurice,
time
what do you
it's
say?
geschwommen, and then it's gekommen, which rhymes, so it makes sense.
Okay.
There it is.
Okay, and so
There it
there
is.
it is. That's the continuation. Okay, so you already read it, Elaine.
Und efscher wolltst du Rahmanis gehabt und du wolltst zu mir gekommen und du wolltst zu mir gekommen. Okay,
Right.
so somewhere or other, the version I got missed
The last
the
part.
schwimmen.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Oh, that's a nice picture. Okay, so let me try something, and maybe I will be able to do so. Just one moment. Okay, I'll try it. Yes, Marie?
While you're doing that, I now somehow am on the Oxford University mailing list for events, and there's something that might interest people right after this event ends, which is a lecture on changes in the Yiddish book market in Eastern Europe between the mid-19th century and World War I. So I'm going to post it in the chat. You have to go register for it, but it's right after we end today, in case anyone's interested.
Okay.
What
Okay,
time?
thanks. So
What
put it
time?
in the chat.
Right
Okay.
after this event ends.
Oh, so it's too quick. Yeah.
Okay, so guys, I will try and do it this way, and maybe I will be able to move the cursor. Okay, so let's start.
Heute im Bahn will ich nicht gehen. Heute im Bahn will ich nicht gehen. Oh, ich kenn du schon mehr nicht sein. Als du wirst darfen in Poist sitzen. In ihr will bleiben auf der Plattform stehen. Als du wirst darfen in Poist sitzen. In ihr will bleiben auf der Plощадke stehen. Zum ersten Mal a Klunk und zum zweiten Mal a Pfeif und zum dritten Mal schreinisch du kein Mensch. Und zum dritten Mal schreinisch du kein Mensch. Ich hab nicht pospeit die Hand in der Langen. Die Bahn ist schon weg von uns ganz weit. Ich hab nicht pospeit die Hand in der Langen. Die Bahn ist schon weg von uns ganz weit. Wenn ich wohl gewesen a Feugale, wollt ich zu dir geflogen. In Nefsche wollst du Rachmunis gehabt auf meine verweinte Augen. Auf meine verweinte Augen. Wenn ihr wohl gewesen a Fischale, wollt ich zu dir geschwommen. in Nefsche wollst du Rachmunis gehabt, in du wollst zu mir gekommen, in du wollst zu mir gekommen.
It's
Okay.
time to celebrate.
Is
Your new Katie West Kohl's is officially open.
that?
Enjoy every
Isn't it wonderful that they taped him, that we have a tape of him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
what-
Itzik, Itzik's family was very musical, his mother, Bailey Schechter, Gottesman, his grandmother, they sang all the time in their home in the Bronx. And I guess Itzik must have loved it. He probably had an old tape recorder and he taped dozens and dozens of these old songs, and these were just regular people. These weren't people who were trained in music or,
Question.
Okay, Isabel.
Is there any explanation in the first song why he will not go to the train? What's the reason?
I couldn't find it.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't find it. No.
It's not that he wouldn't go to the train, that she is leaving, maybe immigrating to America, and he is not at that point. It's not that she's on the train ready to go.
He
Mhm.
doesn't want to go see her off. It's not
Do we
about-
know? Do we know if it's a she or a he? No,
We don't
No.
know. No, we don't know.
No. the she and the he.
Do we know what year it was written?
We don't know what year it was written. We know the performance was from the 1980s.
Yeah, the reason I ask is it could have been one of the, let's say, not such good trains.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
What kind of train?
Not so good.
I was thinking that.
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why he followed up the song with the little bird, the happy little bird. It's a
it
little.
could be.
It,
It
he
could be.
sings it sadly, but it seemed like it should be.
Yeah, no,
more
I don't know.
sprightly.
It's a mystery to me. I couldn't figure it out.
But if it was one of those not so good trains, I don't think he would have known about it and would have. I have a feeling this was something that was scheduled or personal.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Because he might have been, they would have wanted him on the same train, so I don't think he would have been there.
Right. Sure.
Yeah, I get that.
So Steve, yeah.
I think this sounds to me like it's a fairly simple song, and I think to think in terms of like it's a train going to a concentration camp or something like that is like way beyond what the language and the mood of the language, the diction and all tells us. It seems to me, there's something certainly sad here. It's a leaving, it's a sad leaving, and he's hurt because he says that if I were a bird, I'd fly to you and you would have sympathy for me, and if I were a fish, I'd swim to you and you'd have sympathy for me. But here you are, leaving without even shaking my hand, without even touching me. You're going away. Goodbye. I got such a headache. I gotta go home.
I agree with your point of view.
And
Me
the other thing
too.
is that
I think it's a really simple, sad to see somebody leaving.
right.
Yeah.
The other thing is that in one of the notes that I found on the web, it's the Gottesman says that the singer said that he had learned that song in Bessarabia. So, and it would, and I think they said he came to America in 1920 or
21.
21. So if he learned
an
it in
old song.
Bessarabia, it would have been before 1921.
Yeah.
No,
I think Steve has it right.
Yeah,
and it's also you said these are two separate songs, but they really are seamless together.
right. So I
Well, that
guess the guy was a
interpretation
very
makes it so,
inventive,
right.
folk singer.
Right.
Okay, Rochelle, and then Mary.
Okay, am I muted? No.
No, you are okay.
in terms of the grammar, ihm de lang in the hand, does that not mean masculine?
Yes, that's right. To give him, right.
Give
To
him
give him
my hand.
Right.
So
Right.
she's on the platform.
She's on the
it's a
platform.
she.
He's on the
Oh,
train. Right.
And he's on the train.
Right.
Actually, we don't know who's on the platform, but we do know that it's a man on the train.
Absolutely.
There's
Right.
no hint of the gender of the person who's on the
Right.
platform.
Right.
I think we can just about guess.
We can infer it, yes, but it's clear from the grammar that the person on the train is male.
Right.
Okay, Mariv and then Julia. Mariv.
So I still think it's a simple song of somebody maybe going off to work or he's in trouble and he has to leave. But mentioning that he's from Bessarabia, I was on a Zoom a year ago or something with this professor who's been tracking the boats that Bessarabians and other from that area took to get to the Argentina and to the United States. And the way they did it was they would take a train to somewhere in England or France. So they would leave from Bessarabia by train. So it could be somebody who had to immigrate as
Right.
well.
Good. Sure.
So first they went to Hamburg, and from Hamburg
One
they
of
went
those,
to,
yeah.
yeah. So Hamburg
Yes, you
was
had to take
the
a
main
train
port.
to your seaport.
Yeah, yeah, but Hamburg was the main port. Julia, yes? Yeah. You are muted, Julia. Julia, you are muted and your picture just vanished.
Gone.
Okay, probably instead of unmuting, okay. Okay, so later, anyone else has anything to add, to ask about the song? Okay, so Julia, if you come back later, we will hear what you had to say. Sorry. Okay, so let's go on, move to the story on the slushbe. So I chose this story because it paints a Jew that is very different to what the stereotypes of being a Jew is. He behaves differently. He is not the Jew of the diaspora. So let's start reading and we will see what's the difference. So Susan, can you start reading, please?
Before you start,
Are
sorry.
you able to make it a little larger, please?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank
It's
you.
okay, or I think even a bit. Okay. Now it's better?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So, Susan, can you start reading?
Yes. Meirl Shimmons, Azoi hat man ihm gerufen. Shimmons little mayor. That's how they called him. Auf der Emerson wollte gemaked heißen glatt mayor, but really he should have been called just mayor. Nicht verzeugen und dus wollte a Sach besser gepasst zu sein Punem. And this would have been a lot better, and it would have fit more his particular face, how he looked. Mayor is...
Can I just interrupt? Can we just backtrack to, because I don't necessarily always remember what we were reading, where we left off. Can we just have a little quick review?
This is something
Just
new.
started reading it. It's new,
Something
brand
new.
new.
Okay. Well, no wonder it doesn't sound familiar.
Okay.
And it won't sound familiar even as you read it. Meirel is lechloten nicht gewein and oisgedevert younger Manchik. So Meirel was at least not an ich weiß nicht, which is oisgedevert. What's ois gedavert?
Dried up or emaciated.
Oh, emaciated younger manchik, young man, mit a schmool goofel with a skinny body, und sechsmal eingebogen and bent over 6 times, wie der Steiger pflegt sein von a Yiddish Vinkl, the way you would expect from a Jewish man, that he would be all bent over and ill-formed.
Vinkl is a young guy.
Yes.
Yes, he's
Susan,
a young guy.
You expect before continuing, Susan, Elaine.
Yeah.
Elaine.
On the first line, gemek, hasten, glot. What is? Can you translate those words? Gemek, hasten, glot.
He could have simply been called just Mayor and not Mayoral. Mayoral Shimmons. He was. They called him Shimmons Mayoral, and he could have simply been called Mayor.
Mayor. Okay, so what is the translation of glot? Simple?
Simple.
I'm sorry?
Just like that.
What does Morris say?
He could have simply been called mayor.
And glot means simply?
In this context, right.
Okay. But that's the same word for like glot kosher?
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, the same word.
Okay, simply. Okay,
Okay,
thank
go
you.
on, Susan.
Verkehrt hat gehad a starken Kopf, but on the contrary, he had a strong body und a paar places mit Fies und Hand and a really significant back and strong feet and hands. Was haben besser gepasst for a Milner, which would have been better.
Can we see a cursor? Oh, there's the cursor. Okay.
Which would have been more suitable for a miller, wie for a learner, for a worker like a miller, and not for somebody who would be studying. Mele, a prostax, a zun, kon a zoizan. But a lower class person's son can be like that. Aber wie kommt es für a balabatisch Kind? But how is that suitable for a child from a good family, to look like that? So they're making fun. There he is looking healthy, and it's not fitting for a learned family.
Okay, Susan, just a moment. Yes, Karen, yes, please. You're muted, Karen.
Yes, I just wanted to add, because back to the second line, I wanted to share that I didn't know what nicht Fahrzeugen meant in this term, and I looked it up, and what it means is Fahrzeugen means to use a name in the affectionate or diminutive form. So it's saying it should be plain Mayor and nicht Fahrzeugen, meaning not the little sweet little Mayor name. So that's what nicht Fahrzeugen means.
Yeah, it doesn't suit him. It doesn't suit him if you do the Fahrzeugen. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Karen. That helps. Yeah. Okay. So Susan, go on.
Okay, where are we?
Sein Vater und Mutter.
Yeah, that part. Sein Vater und Mutter hat dus genug gekränkt. His father and mother really went over this very sadly. Wie sucht man etwas a Straf von Gott, like as though it was somehow a punishment from God. Darfen sie zuhuben a Zazun, and that would be the reason why they should have such a son, was muss sein gesund for zwei goyim, who was as stronger than two goyim. Wie sonst hat sich gekonnt zu sei nehmen. How could that have come to them? Says noch gewesen es. It must have been a miracle. As Meirel had gekent a bissel lernen. So it's a kind of miracle that Meirel was able to study and learn a bit on Chutz. And Chutz in a wenig gewein epis a light. And maybe inside of this strange body, he was really a person, a Jewish person. Die Mutter hat a viel getracht, ihm upzugeweinen dus viele Essen. And his mother even thought to limit his full eating. Dus wollt aber bei Meiren Gur kein Poilen nicht gehad. This would not have worked for Meirel. Asa min guf legt men nicht up von sich. Such a body, you don't get rid of such a body like that. Wie men legt up a poor stiebel, like you get rid of a pair of boots. Oif zu loches hat Meirel dus fasten narisch, dus fasten gornisch lieb gehabt, and just for spite, the Meirel did not like to fast und hat verkehrt stark gehalten von Mitzvahs Achille, and quite opposite, he held very strongly to the mitzvah of eating, of overeating.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Susan. So,
I'm confused.
Very humorous. Every word is humorous.
I'm confused.
Until now,
Me too.
what,
I'm
Rochelle?
confused. Isn't he described as being very slim and skinny?
No, it's the opposite.
Okay.
It says is lechalusin nicht gewein.
Okay. So he wasn't.
He was not. He totally was not slim and skinny.
Okay.
And so it's just the opposite.
I thought they said he was bent over.
Yeah.
No,
He was not bent over. He was not bent over like a yeshiva bocher should be from just sitting and studying.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Now I got it.
Yeah.
It's Punkt verkehrt.
No, I'm very confused also. I don't understand the reaction of the parents. First of all, I'm just having trouble understanding, well, what is he really like? What is he, and what are the problems here? I'm confused. What are, could you explain the mother's reaction better? I'm sorry. I
the
don't
mother's
understand.
reaction is the mother is used to Jewish youth that is sitting in the cheder and studying all the time, and they are very slim, and they are kind of plus
Pale.
and they are pale.
And bent over.
And bent over. That's the stereotype of the Jewish youth in the diaspora. But he is the opposite. He is the opposite. He likes to eat. She is even trying to win him of eating. And it's not working because he likes eating. And he doesn't like to study too much. So he's quite the opposite of what the stereotype of the Jew in the diaspora is. It's completely different.
Right, but is she denying him food because she wants
No,
him
she
to?
won't. She thought
There's nothing serious about this. This is completely humorous.
Okay.
How could a Jewish family that wants to be studying have a healthy, active, hungry son? That's not Jewish. It's completely humorous. There's no suffering.
And it says that he is gesund for zwei Goyim.
Yeah.
It's like two, it's like two going, not only one, but two going. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's constant.
So
Exactly.
So the
Exactly.
stereotype that the men are so busy studying they don't have time to eat. Is that why they're so supposed to be so thin?
They don't have what to eat.
Exactly.
They don't do any exercise. They sit day and night.
They don't go outside. They sit inside and study, so they're pale.
And also, aren't they usually poor?
Yes.
Like
Exactly.
they can't buy too much food.
Yeah,
So
they don't,
they're,
but also they
Not a Jewish family.
Well, that's the whole point. The parents are shocked. What are they doing with this un-Jewish son?
So
this
until
is,
now,
this is
it's
the
okay.
funny you don't look Jewish.
Yeah,
situation.
that's it.
Okay, Brenda, can you continue? Der Iker? Brenda?
Okay.
Der Iker.
Der Iker is by a mention dos Mazel. I don't know. Ich weiß
Where
nicht.
are we?
Yeah.
Maurice?
What do you want to know?
Iker.
The main thing.
Main thing, yeah.
Okay. The main thing by a person, das Mazel, das luck. Hast du Mazel? Hast du a Zun, a Dinnenkes mit a Chassidisch Penamel, was passt gut für a Edemel,
Son-in-law.
Edemel. So
Son-in-law.
oh, Edom.
Okay.
Ah, okay. So do you have luck? Do you have a son? Ich weiß nicht Dinnenkes.
Skinny.
Thin, slim, thin.
Oh, thin, din. Okay, a thin with a Jewish or
Yiddish.
yeah, a chassid, a face that looks good for a son-in-law.
Uh-huh.
Hast du
Who's
oben
fast. Who's
kein
fast.
Mas?
Fast
Hmm?
good. That is fine for a family.
Ja. Hast du aber nicht kein Mazel? Ist grob und stark und seine Keuches wachsen wie Kroppe Gotch dich. Okay, lass mir übergazen. Okay, so I left off. Oh, do you have, however, not any luck?
Brenda, just a moment, Brenda. It's an if sentence. But if you don't have any luck.
Oh, hast du
ober.
Hast du, or if you have no luck,
Yes.
is he fat and strong, and his koyach, his strength grows like kroppewer. What is kroppewer?
Nettles.
What?
Stinging nettles.
What?
Okay. Like nickels, although.
What is nickel?
Nettles is a plant with stickers that grows along the ground.
A weed, essentially. A weed.
It's a weed.
It's a weed.
It exactly grows like a weed. Exactly.
Although go and ek dich ich weiß nicht.
Okay, ek dich. Maurice, do you know? I didn't have time
No,
to do
I couldn't find it.
Okay.
Okay.
Does it mean hide away?
Thick, right? Dich.
Does it not mean? Does it not mean to hide away in a corner? An X is a corner.
Maybe I don't know. I really didn't have time to look it up. So maybe. Mariv, yes.
Karen, tell me what you thought.
Sorry?
Karen had a good idea about what this means. Come on, Karen.
Karen, I didn't see your hand, Karen.
I could not find the, go to the ends, meaning what's the use? That was just a guess, but I didn't, I wasn't
It's
able.
a good guess.
It's a good guess, Karen. It's a good guess. It makes sense. Okay, so Brenda, please go on.
That's right, go figure, right?
Okay. On of the Emerson, and in truth, hidden
Hayadai.
halalu idi esa lama. Is that Hebrew?
Yeah, it's Hebrew. Hayadayim halalu yedei esav lama.
Lama.
So
And was
those
made
ends are the ends of Esav. And Esav, you know, the brother of Jacob, that was big.
Oh, Esau.
He was a big guy.
Yeah. So
zu was hat Gott gegeben Essen Ison die starke Hand auf Jekben dem
No. Und Jaakoven. Zu was hat Gott gegeben Esaven? Why did God give Esav the starke Hand und Jaakoven? And to Jacob
gave the voice.
Und zu Jakob dem Call. Was meint man die Wichtigkeit von der Torah, wenn nicht als Saison sein zwischen sie a chiluk? Okay. That means when the what's Weichkeit? Gentleness.
Yeah.
Okay, fun from the Torah. If not, it would be between they chiluk.
Difference.
Difference.
Chiluk is different. I thought Amdish was different.
Division, I would say division.
Yeah, division sounds better, I think.
Oh, a portion, I thought it means. A chelik is a...
No.
Okay, was soll man tun? What should we do? What we would do? Soll man gehen, nehmen, mehren und ihm zu sagen,
breastfeed.
Okay,
to divide him.
Guys, let Brenda tackle it, okay?
Zu sagen auf zweien? So I don't know what zu sagen means.
To sow.
Suckle.
Suckle.
Sow in two. To sow in two.
To saw him in half.
What?
Make two people out of him. He's so big.
To cut him by two.
Yeah, to cut him in half.
They.
Okay, all right. Und da hat man schon ihm eingehäuben von aller Zeiten reden zu him. Okay, so I can read, let's see. And here they began from all sides talking shidduchim.
Matchmaking.
Dressmaking?
Matchmaking. A shidduch.
Plural of
shidduch. Oh, shidduchim. Yeah. Okay. A Yingle von a leitische Stub. A boy from a leitish person.
No.
Decent.
Area, Stub, place,
No,
was
home,
men,
home.
Stub, was men meg sich wünschen, hin anzukommen. Okay, so that it's possible that we can wünschen, wish
to come to such a place.
here, anzukommen, to come here.
No, Brenda. He's from a very good, he's from a Leitischer Stube, he's from a good home. That one would wish to come from there.
Right.
One would wish to
Meg
come
sich
from
wünschen, hin zu anzukommen. Okay. I don't know what that next one is with the
That's
quotation.
Tet Yud Vav is 410 and it's Vav. Vav is 6. So 416 kerbalech nodn. That's the amount of the naden. Of the dowry.
Okay. Und hier kerblech, 416 kerblech money, naden for the
Dowry.
for the dowry. Nan halbshe
Okay, I'll read it because it's Hebrew.
Go ahead.
Albushe kederech gidim. So it's like clothes like the rich people have.
Okay. Aber der Cheshron, but
the fault.
But the fault.
There's a fault.
But the fault, the shadchim, shadachim,
No,
seinen,
Shadchanim, Ken.
Okay, go on, Brenda.
Yeah, seinen in hearts given by oif, af. So the shadkins, shadachim is shadkins, right?
Shadchanim.
Yeah.
Shadchanim.
Were in their heart was by, let me see.
Shimonim.
So what is Shotkin? I'm so familiar.
Shadchanim.
Matchmaker.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Shmeren, I don't know Shmeren either.
Shimonen is Shimonen is Shimon.
Is was?
It's the father.
The father of Meir.
Oh, Shimon.
Okay. Was hat as a son, that he has such a son, was zetois, that seems via soldat, that seems like a soldier, und was men muss erst, and what we have to do first, jenem geben zu verstehen, that we have to let someone, jenem, give to understand as tuch, if weiß nicht tuch.
As in toch, inside himself, inside,
as tuch, genommen in fort gerotten.
That inside is, just a moment, guys, Nearly, Sean. That inside, that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, sorry. Thank you. Sorry.
That inside he is okay. That inside is how do you say it?
Was ist gerotten?
Yeah, I'm trying to translate it.
Raised. It's the same word we had with the challah, right?
Yeah, not raised.
Right,
Here it's
right.
not raised.
Takes
Inside
after.
Maurice?
He takes after.
Gerotten in Taten. Yes, okay.
Not here, Maurice. I think gerotten is also take after, but no, that inside is like not successful.
Appropriate? Is it order appropriate? Karen, turn out well.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, that inside it turned out well. Outside it looks like a soldier, but the inside of him is okay.
Is this the same word that was used in the other story for the challah? The challah is gerotten?
Yeah, but here the challah, it turned out okay, yeah.
Yes.
בשל. אולי בשל?
No, it's not בשל, Neely. מוצלח.
Successful.
Yes.
Yeah, מוצלח is the word in Hebrew. I'm sorry, I translated to Hebrew, yeah.
Good,
yes.
Good quality.
Yeah, another thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Und von mir, das ist, Ashenim Dank, von mir, das ist genug.
Brenda, you did great. You did great.
Amazingly
Very
good.
hard.
Yeah. Marna, yes?
So I'm confused about, is it set? I thought the dowry typically comes from the bride's family. It's saying that he had a dowry of this much money and nice clothing.
Yes. You know why? Because he's not
Because he's otherwise
person.
unattractive, so he has to compensate.
Because he's not a scholar. He's not a scholar. He's someone that you know.
He's a macho.
He's like Prost. He didn't study. He didn't go to
He's
yeshiva.
too goyish.
Yeah, he's too
So
goyish.
to compensate for that he's thrown, he has to bring the dowry?
Something like this, yeah.
Es dacht sich, als is a proster Mensch.
Yes, he's a proste younger man, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
Because
from
you know
what
what?
I've read, that might mean that the bride needs a smaller dowry or no dowry, but I've never seen where, the dowry comes from the groom's side. That's interesting.
Yeah, but he's really opposite everything that was typical in the Jewish state.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I think that might be just a comic element.
Yeah.
You're putting in like, oh man, he's just so off and so, opposite that he's even
Absolutely.
to have a dowry.
Like to the typical reader, that might have sounded like completely over the top. That never happens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think also that Berdichevsky, not only a comic, I think it's not a satire, but, he's criticizing the Jewish state, that's the state of affair, that's the state of affair, that if a young man is healthy and his head is in other thing, it's considered a disaster.
But that is a satire. That's what a satire is.
Yeah.
A very effective one.
Very effective one. Yeah, it's considered.
And everything is turned on its head.
Yeah. Can you explain again the Proste Jungen? Is that someone from a good family or not a good family?
No, a Proste
An
Jungen
ordinary kind of.
Yeah.
Wait, one person.
Marina.
Kind of an ordinary, street level, not refined, right, Mina? Have I got it?
Exactly, they're not refined. Prost, grob. What cookie?
Nicht gelernt. לא מלומד.
Exactly. Beverly, I see that you raised your hand.
Well, Prost is common, but at the end, he says, Fort is Fort Gerutten. So even though with all that, he still has very good qualities. Gerutten.
Yeah.
It means you take after. Yeah. Fort, even though he still has good qualities.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which I think is very
important. Beverly.
But Brenda did a great job reading.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Doesn't Fort like Fort avec, doesn't it mean travel?
No, yes, not in this case.
Not in this case.
But it's
foreign. Yeah, here it's even though.
Okay.
Maurice, can you continue? You are with us?
Can I mention something to Elaine?
Yes.
That everyone can listen to? Because I know you like to do the translating like I do. I have found, after being with the class for a while, that a word can have 6 or 7, even 8 different Yiddish meanings depending on the context. So sometimes you read something and you think, but this is the word, but it's not, because it has another meaning depending on the context.
Yeah.
Took me a while to figure that out.
Yeah, well, I figured it out, but it's real hard to figure out the right meaning when I don't have enough of the other vocabulary to sometimes figure out what the context.
Elaine, that's why you come to class.
That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Elaine, if it doesn't make sense, then try looking for other meanings, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, Maurice, can you continue, please?
Sure. Und Gott die Schimmenke hat gehabt Augen und hat nicht einmal gegeben in Herzen a tiefen Herz. And although the mother, Shimon's wife, had eyes, and often she used to groan in her heart. She would give a deep groan. Als sie hat a Kuck getan auf die heute Backen von Mailam, when she when she saw the red cheeks of little Maya, was von sie hat gespitzt das Blit, from which blood sprouted, hat sie sich aber in Indien Shidduchen gemacht a Harz. But when it came to the matters of Shidduch, she was gemacht a Harz. I don't know, she was depressed, or she
No, she gave her heart, no?
No, it's not giving her heart.
No. Because
I think she was worried.
Yeah.
I think she was worried.
Right. Versteht allein. You understand, as sie is gewähnt der Spodek von Stub und bei Shimonen hat sie gehabt die Idee. So you have to understand that she ruled the house. She's given the Spodek von Stub. Spodek was Hasidic hat. So she wore the pants in the family. Und bei Shimonen hat sie gehabt die Idee. And she, what she said, Shimon agreed to.
He had to say.
She had the word.
What?
She has the word.
Right, she had the last say, the day, right.
Has to say.
Cheeks spurting blood? Is that just he was rosy cheeked? That seems a little extreme.
Rosy cheeks.
She didn't want rosy cheeks. It didn't fit the stereotype.
Yeah.
She wanted
So just a
pale
moment.
as a ghost, weak as a, she
Yeah,
read
but
that that's the stereotype.
spurting blood?
No,
Anyway.
just healthy. Just rosy and healthy, that's all.
All right.
Well,
Pale.
that's not good. So can
So
I
just a moment,
you know,
please. Just a moment. Karen.
I'm sorry. I hope these interruptions are not.
No, that's not a problem. That's, interrupt whenever you need, because
That's
that's how,
what we're here
if we go too far, then.
Yeah, this is not my knowledge. This is from dictionaries, but gemacht a Harz, in the dictionary that it says machen sich a Harz means to take heart or to steel oneself.
Yeah, she was
Okay.
Yeah, that
You
makes
see,
sense.
that's why
Right,
it's
she-
important that I stop, because if we go too far, we don't remember what it is. So thank you.
Right. No, that's good. Good. Thanks.
Okay.
So
She is.
she was, Kanaina, to her credit, she was like a machine. Und Shimon is given the Kleiningke, and Shimon was just a subaltern.
A
He was
small man.
Nothing.
Subordinate.
Right. Sie hat sich also gesagt, she said to her, this is what she said to herself. Chotsch die Shatchonim tun mir a Teuve, although they're doing me a favor as they come and reden, when they come to talk to me, she means to talk about making a match. Wel ich mich dafke nicht eilen. So I won't have to rush. I was schluckt sich einschiddig und danach schluckt sich ab. So what happens is one shidduch breaks down and then another one starts up. Michael hat avade sein zivig. Michael certainly has his bashet, his there's somebody out there for him. Und das was is im bashet, and that which is what's his
Intended.
right, his intended, right? That shine kommen in Stubeheim will certainly come into the house. Und gesucht hat sie Pavolinke. So she looked for this person very slowly. Aber gesucht, but she looked, she searched. Und as me sucht, and when you search, gefindt me, you'll find it. Das is shine an alter cloud. That's an old rule. Und I don't know what this word is.
Keren.
Karen.
What is that?
Under Keren.
Source in this
What is
case.
it?
It would be source, I think, in this case. The source of something.
How about a good catch or investment?
Okay, is Davke good?
Keren is like a nest egg.
Like
Oh,
what?
okay,
That's the translation in it.
all right.
It's probably related to the English word kernel, a seed, a beginning.
No.
This is Karen I have the same name, Karen. In the dictionary, it says good catch, or it says cost,
Karen is also
or invest.
Money, the investment.
Yeah, but not
Investment of money.
Reservoir.
not
Reservoir. It would be a reservoir or something.
Yeah, with money.
Like a
All right.
Karen and me.
I'm not sure. Davke gut und passt akkurat, and it will fit exactly correctly. Wie opgemessen, as if it was measured to be accurate.
Made to measure.
Made to measure.
It'll be just fit for him. Das heißt, wedlich dem Gedank, was seine Mutter hat gehad. And that was what his mother thought. Oh. I'm not sure what vedlik means.
Can I ask a word that you read?
Yes. Yeah, Hilda, yeah.
You read a word, third line up from the end of the paragraph, Pavolinke.
Yeah.
Can you just repeat the meaning of that word?
Means very slowly. Pavolion.
Very
Pavolion
slowly.
is very slowly.
Okay.
It's Polish.
Yes, it's a word my mother used, and suddenly I remembered it, but I didn't remember what it meant. Thank you.
Very slow.
Pavolinke, very slow.
We have it a lot in
Polish
Sholem
Yiddish.
Alechem stories. A lot. He uses it a
somebody
lot.
else.
Okay, thank you, Maurice. Thank you.
Sure.
Mari, yes.
I think the main thing being said here is that even though she's like kind of horrified that her son is like this, she remains hopeful, like most mothers, that she'll find a good match. The match, it turns out later, the match she wants for him.
Right.
She stays hopeful in her heart.
It's of course the match she wants and not him. No one used to ask you at that time what you want. So
Yeah.
Okay, Hilda, can you continue? Unter Gedank?
Unter Gedank von der Schimmenken is gewein Prost on Chochmes, aber gesund, aber gesund. And the thought or the belief of the
Shimon is a name.
Shimon was prost, simple, is that?
Ordinary.
Yes.
Ordinary, on chochmes, without big ideas, aber gesund, but healthy. Tut arechen. Think about it. Is that what it means? Think about it. Tut arechen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, make a calculation.
Make a calculation. As il middle is sorry?
Merel.
As il middle is zu groß und zu stark. If Merel was too big and too strong, muss die Kalle sein Leininke. So if he was too big and too strong, his bride must be little. Un Stolinke. What's his
Narrow.
Oh, Schmolinke. Oh yes, and tiny. Was im Maryland. Maryland. Failed. She will be tiny, unlike him.
What he doesn't have, what male doesn't.
Okay, yes, she's got the attributes that he is missing. Muss sie sein Bashelter. She's meant for him, is that right?
There is meant to be, yeah, is meant to be.
Yeah. Hoben.
So what he doesn't have is meant to be, should have. So it will be like opposite.
Opposites, yeah.
Strong has to be small and thin, yeah.
Und sie in einem werden erst sein a Paar, and together they will make a couple. Wie Gott hat gebeten, as God ordered.
Yeah, like God ordered. Good. Thank you, Hilda. Beverly, can you continue? Hilly, what? Oh,
Heike.
Yeah, go on.
Die Tochter.
Beverly, what happened? Beverly?
There. Avrimov, his last name, I guess, right? With Avram in it. Heike, I did.
From the beginning.
It should not be written with a chet, Heike?
That's how they read.
Yeah, Heike, die Tochter von Senderel Abramov, the daughter of Sender Abramov. What?
Heike should be written with a chet, not with a chet.
Yeah, this is the way he wrote it.
Okay.
It's okay.
We can't change it. Was is far mehr a Kalle geworden. So she, Heike, became his bride. Is Take gewen azoi, wie die Schmuenke hat sich ausgemalt in cup. Wait, she was a bride for him, but was she thin? Is that the point?
No. Shimonke means
Shimonke.
Woman, means the wife of Shimon.
Wife
His
of
mother.
Shimon.
Yeah, the boy's mother.
The boy's
Meir's
mother. So she was exactly like
in her
she
head.
always gemolten Kopf, like she described in her head, like she pictured in her head.
Imagine.
She imagined a gole No, not Kala.
רוחניות.
מה זה עוד?
Ruchnios. Well, this is this.
Spirituality. Okay, just
hold on.
Well, hold on. So Heike, the daughter of
Right.
Sender Abramo,
right,
that became
she
became
becomes the bride. She becomes the bride for the boy.
Actually, she really was like the woman, the wife of Shimon, described in her head, like she imagined in her head, a gole ruchnius.
What's
She was
that?
completely, totally spiritual. Ruchaniyut is spirituality.
What is Ausgemalt?
Yeah, what does that mean? Ausgemalt.
What's in your head?
Ausgemalt is like to describe, to paint, to imagine.
And a gola?
A gola, I don't know.
Complete.
It means pure, purely. She was purely spiritual.
Purely. Klein on mugger. She was small and thin. Krim Vasman. What?
Koim.
I'm not sure what you said.
Koim. Beverly.
Oh, yeah, I said Koim Vasman Zetzi. You barely can see her. Punkt via Rab. What is this? What's a rabbi? A tochter, just like a rabbi's daughter. Senderel ihr Vater, Sender her father. Chach allein nit kein Rab, but he's really not a rabbi. Aber a mensch, but he is a mensch. He is a person. Was versteht dem Isaac. He understands. I'm not sure what Isaac means.
Yeah, he understands the business.
Yeah, he understands the business. Geld hat nicht gegeben a Piatek. He didn't give any money to this, I imagine.
Yeah, he didn't give a cent.
He didn't give a cent, but he's probably criticized. Ben hat ihm noch gemusst geben zu Steuer. They sort of had to give him money.
Yes.
Und die Kala hat man gemusst auskleiden, and the bride, they had to give her clothes von oben bis herab, from top to bottom. In English, we'd say from top to bottom.
Right.
Yeah. Was shot das aus? Oh, well, who cares? Is that what it means?
Yeah.
What does it really matter?
Right.
Yes.
The Iker is the
point.
The main thing. The main thing.
Main thing as the Shimenke hat hat ausgeführt, was sie hat gewollt. The main thing is that the mother figured out what she wanted. I just want to say one thing.
She got it. She got what
she wanted, right. When we were in Poland in a bus, the driver said to the guide in Poland said to the driver, now what did we just say? I forgot it. Pavolia. And I almost passed out. I said, would you please repeat that? My mother said that all the time. So they still use the word.
Yeah, Pavolia.
Pavolia. Oh, yeah.
It's very
anyway,
slowly. The Yiddish is
slowly.
There was one train line in Brooklyn that we had to take to get to my grandfather's house. It was originally, and my father used to call it the Pavolia line.
I tell you.
Okay, Rochelle, yes.
My father had an expression, "Me darf sie zweimal umkicken, me soll sie einmal sehen."
Yeah. Wow.
Which goes with this. She was so skinny that you had to look at her twice so that you could see her what.
That's hysterical.
That's a good one.
It is hilarious.
That's all right.
Okay, guys, we have only 3 minutes left, so I think that will be a good place to stop and continue next time.
It sounds good.
I would like to say something. Are we closing or can we chat for a minute?
Mina,
so that's
I like the stories you choose because it's funny. It's so funny. I like it.
But
Yeah.
if you
Me
if you
too, me
really
too.
look if you really look into it, it's not funny at all. It's extremely sad that that's the way that it was in the state. It's it's like
I
the
understand what
opposite.
you're saying, but I still myself, I think
Right.
for today
It is.
it's funny.
The value.
But that's Yiddish.
Right.
Yeah.
You take something sad and you make it funny.
Right.
Yes.
That's what we do.
Values.
This is Yiddish.
They were
This is
so
Yiddish.
hung up on getting the kid married. Or who was he going to marry? Who was she going to marry? All the time. They're still hung up on it, I think.
Yes.
A lot of parents, even modern parents, are.
No,
Okay,
now
Karen?
the children get
Okay.
married by themselves, and after a while they also get divorced.
Okay, so you have to get to the end of the story to see what happens here.
Ah, okay.
Okay, this next book.
Yeah.
I just want to.
Okay, let Karen talk. She's the only one that raised their hand. All of you are talking like. Okay, Karen.
Nina, once again, I want to express my appreciation for your choices. This is an incredibly interesting story, and it's really complicated. And providing the information from Yivo about Berdichevsky, the author, it really, if you read, I urge you to just skim through it or read it in full. But this gentleman who had a pretty young life, he died at the age of 55. He was born into a family of Hasidic rabbis, and he was on that road, and he suddenly found out that there was more to the world, and he embraced the Enlightenment. And then he actually was forced to divorce his wife because his father-in-law was deeply religious and didn't like the ideas that his had. And so when you know that about him, and he writes this story, he went from through all these different periods of his, very eclectic. His interests, his ideas came from a lot of different sources, and they kept switching over time. And he's like a really important author. And so it's great that we're being exposed to him. And thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you. You see,
Ich bin Maskum euch.
We studied him in Israel. He was in the canon, so we studied him at school. So not this story, not this story, but other story. But he's a very important writer, and like Karen advised or recommended, read or skim through what I sent you about him at the
What school did you study Berdichevsky, Mina? In a regular school?
Yeah, in a regular school, I studied stories by him. So I don't know in Rehovot. In Petach Tikva we studied.
Rehovot, we didn't have Berdichevsky in the house.
She was in the honors classes. That's why we didn't read
Cookie has a question.
Yeah, I see. Cookie. I saw you, Cookie. Yeah.
Has nothing to do with the story, but I wanted to tell you I had Gehad Zera a freiliche Tag nach dem erst wir haben gegangen zu Holocaust Shoah verbringen und sie haben geredet. Eins hat geredet from Morocco. She was raised by French Catholics. And she said she crossed herself for 15 years. She crossed herself and said all the things she had to say. And it took her a long time to become Jewish again. Very interesting stories. And then another one got up who just came from Israel. And it was a lot of tears and everything. And then they called me up to sing. So, of course, I didn't want to sing anything Freilich. It just wasn't the moment for it. So I sang for them. Someone who was killed in the Holocaust, Mordechai Gebertug. I sang Yankala for them. And then I sang Jerusalem of Gold, Yerushalayim Shel Zahav. So most of them know Hebrew more than Yiddish. And then they started to yell more. So we did Tumbala Laika. And it ended on they thanked me because I'll tell you, when you listen to their stories, it's enough to, each one is like a miracle, just a miracle.
You should have sang them Hatikva.
I didn't, well, they asked me to sing Tumbana and I sang Yerushalayim Shel Zahav, so I did English.
Very nice.
I'll pick for next time. They always ask me to get up to sing, but it was a very happy ending, and they thanked me for lifting their spirits. And
nice.
it was a good feeling. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Cookie. Thank you very much. Any other comments about the story or just in general? Okay.
I just want to say we're learning so much from this. Different points of views, new vocabulary. It's tough, but it's so rewarding. I hope everybody is patient and sticks with it so we can.
Very Polish.
No, we have to be patient and stick because it gets better. Really, it gets better. It gets even better. Luisa?
Yeah, powolni is in Polish. It's powolni. I have the feeling that when it becomes like powolni or powoliczke, I think that particular one is from Russian, because I've noticed, I don't know Russian, if anybody does here, but I noticed that a lot of sounds that in Polish are with O are A in Russian. So here we did, which one did we do here? Powolni, right?
It's Powolni.
Pavolinki.
Pavolinki.
No, it's from Russia. It's Russian.
I think that this one is from Russian, because I've noticed
It's
that
from Russian.
when I hear Russian, it's like a lot of words that in Polish are with O are with A. So it's basically the same root, but
it's the same. Mm-hmm.
No, my mother always just say "Gay Pavolia."
So that one would be Russian, because powolnie it would be Polish.
Okay. Okay, guys. Danke. I'll see you next time. Mariv, I really hope I won't have to wake you up so early next
it's okay.
week.
It's okay.
Hopefully. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Mariv is helping me out. Whenever I think that I will miss something, or I'm making her course, and she will take it if I'm not able. So thank you.
Beautiful
story.
Well worth it, Mina. Well worth it.
Bye.
I have a question.
Yisrael Chai.